Hi guys, it's Margot again. Today I'm going to demonstrate my daily makeup routine. This is what I kind of wear on a daily basis, from my foundation to my eyebrows, and if I want a neutral look for my eyes, that is what I will be showing today. First of all, I'm going to start with my foundation. This is Bare Minerals, and it is called Complexion Rescue. This is more of a tinted moisturizer than a foundation. I know everyone needs a little bit of heavier coverage, and I understand that. There's times that I need a little more coverage than others also, and I'll go with a heavier foundation. I use my fingers to apply. Sometimes I'll use a brush, especially if I'm applying makeup to someone else's face. I will always use a brush or a sponge, and it's just a matter of preference, really, of what you like. I just kind of spread it all over my face, all over my nose, and I do put it on my eyelids, trying to kind of lay down a base or primer, as you might say, for my makeup. Occasionally, if I have a blemish or a breakout, I use a concealer and I just kind of spot treat. You can also do that as a foundation as well. I do that quite often too. What I have is Makeup Forever. It's just a tint stick. I'm just using it as a concealer. I just kind of dot it wherever I might have a red spot or a breakout or some unevenness. And I also a lot of times will apply it to my eyelids. To me, it makes it a little bit smoother application for my eyeshadow, and it tends to help it last a little longer. Okay. Next, I have Bare Minerals Bare Pro. It is basically a pressed powder. My color is Fair 01 because I am extremely fair. It comes with a little sponge, and I use that sometimes depending on the coverage I need. But this I'm going to use with the little Bare Minerals brush that came with the kit. And I just kind of go over, rub it on there, go over my face to just cover up or set everything. Do it on my eyes too, until the shiny is gone. And just put it all over my face. Sometimes I'll go back and put more where I need it, but I just want a basic foundation for all of my makeup. I know that a lot of people demonstrate ways to put a lot of layers of makeup on. I personally think that it kind of emphasizes wrinkles whenever the more layers that you use, but that's just my opinion. Next, I'm going to do my eyebrows. I have very sparse eyebrows, thanks to my mother over tweezing them from the time I was about 12 years old. Sometimes your eyebrows will grow back, and sometimes they won't, so be careful over tweezing. This little eyebrow pencil that I'm going to use, it's by Morphe. Morphe is one of my favorite brands because it's very inexpensive and it's really good quality. This is a very fine little pencil, and I just use it to, I'm going to freehand my eyebrow in. Just kind of go through and fill it in where I'm missing some hairs. I go in a little bit further and start, because to me, I just feel like my eyebrows are a little short. One thing that I did learn when throughout the time I've done makeup, someone told me one time, your eyebrows are never ever going to be exactly the same because they are sisters, not twins. So keep that in mind whenever you're trying to get them to look exactly like that. Most likely they're never going to look exactly alike. I know some people get microblading or permanent makeup on their eyebrows, and I've thought about it, but I'm a little scared of pain, so. Okay, it's taken a lot of practice to learn how to freehand, and a lot of people use stencils. That's great. I love stencils, but they make usually a little bit thick for my liking. So once I get this eyebrow done, then I'll go back and do the other one. I will show you that a good rule of thumb for figuring out where your eyebrows should end and begin, you go with the corner of your nose and the corner of your eye, and that's basically where you want to start. Corner of your nose and the outside corner of your eye, that will determine about where you want them to end. And then supposedly right above your lining up with your pupil is the highest point of the arch, and it doesn't always work out that way. So I just say practice and figure out what looks best for you, what works for you. Okay, I've got that eyebrow done. Now I'm going to do the other eyebrow. I pretty much always have to go back and add to or one side or the other, because I want them, I want them to be as close to matching as possible. Okay, and I'll just use the little brush on the other end and kind of smooth around the edges. I don't want it to look too harsh, even though everyone knows they're drawn in. That's fine. Okay. The next product I'm going to show you is called Busy Gal Brows by Tarte. It is kind of like a little mascara with brow gel. I put it on my eyebrows to just get them to lay down smoothly. Sometimes my eyebrows will stick up a little bit, but I'll put this on to just keep them laying down, stay in place. Okay, next I'm going to use blush. I have Morphe again. This is called Blush Trio, and it has 3 different colors of blush. I generally go with the pinkest color for myself. Everybody uses what they prefer, and I like to apply mine on the apples, whenever you smile, the front part, the apples of my cheeks. I tend to believe it gives you a little bit of a more youthful appearance. If I am going out somewhere or it's evening, sometimes I'll go a little darker. I'll go darker than this and kind of do it right underneath the jawbone to contour a little bit, just supposedly, kind of give the illusion of thinner face. I don't do it every day because I don't want to wear that much makeup on my face. I see videos with layer upon layer, and I think it looks pretty and everything, but it's just not practical for me. Another little hint is to do it right under your jawline, like right underneath, behind that bone, basically on your neck. Use a little bit of a darker color, and it tends to de-emphasize your double chin, kind of sharpens your jawbone a little bit. Okay. I have a Kabuki brush. This is from M.A.C. I bought it years ago, and this one was pretty expensive, but you can get them pretty much anywhere. I like to buy a lot of my brushes from Ulta. They have really good sales a couple of times a year. Buy one, get one free. Matter of fact, I think I mentioned in my last video, I buy a lot of products from Ulta. So I'm just going to take my Kabuki, kind of just blend everything in. So you don't have too, my mom used to say it looks like you got attacked by a blush brush. So I don't want to look like I got attacked by a blush brush. And then I'll blend this down here, down my neck a little bit, just so I don't have a harsh line. Next, we are going to do eyes. Today I have a M.A.C palette. Love M.A.C. M.A.C is absolutely probably one of my, well, it's for sure one of my favorites. that it's so highly pigmented and it blends so easily and so smooth. I just love MAC makeup of any kind. This has browns and golds and kind of cream colors. It's very pretty. I'm going to start with, I have a concealer brush. This is an Ulta brand brush. And it says concealer, but I'm not going to use it for concealer. I'm going to take this light color right here. This is called Shroom. Great color. And I'm going to put it right below my eyebrow. This is to highlight your eyebrow. It kind of, you know, gives it the appearance of being raised a little bit and higher arch. Plus, if you go down just a little bit further than the eyebrow, it helps a lot whenever you're blending in the other colors you use. So I'm going to do the other side. Okay. Next I have another Ulta brush. This is called a crease brush. It's very fluffy and soft. Love their brushes. Also Morphe makes some really good, nice quality brushes. I have one right here. It just says Morphe and then like the number that it is. Sometimes if I use a darker color in my crease, I will use this to get a more defined look. But I'm going to start with this kind of a tan color right here. And I'll start with, if you find the bone on your eye, right inside there, that is the crease of your eye. You want to start there, just kind of go in a back and forth motion, kind of blending up as I go. And like I said, it makes it a little easier to blend it because you've already laid down the highlight color. I tend to layer colors because you can always add more. I'll start with the lightest colors, obviously, and move to the darker colors, but you can always add more and you can't really take it away. So, okay. Now I'm going to do the other side. I also realize that everyone has different shaped eyes, smaller area to work in, larger area to work in. I have hooded eyes, which means that the skin goes over my eyelid. So I have learned that when I put darker colors in my crease and blend it upward and go towards the middle, that it helps to open my eye and raise that up a little bit. You can always kind of camouflage any issues that you have with your eyes. Next, I'm going to go with this. It's a little bit darker shade of brown. And I'm going to go right into the crease again. Blending it upward. If you kind of blend as you go, makes it a little easier. And I've also found that if you are willing to invest in a little bit higher quality brushes, you have better luck with blending. I started out using like the Estee Lauder brushes that came with as a free gift, and they're not very good quality. But I know there's once a year around Christmas time, MAC will have sales going on, and generally they'll have brush sets. They have like eye brush set and a face brush set, and they're a little bit shorter than their regular brushes, but they're the same brush. For like 5 of them for like 45 or 50 bucks. It's a pretty good deal.